لله رب العالمين حمدا يليق بجلاله وعز سلطانه سبحانه نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وكل من اهتدى بهديه واستنى بسنته واقتفى أثره إلى يوم الدين. نشهد أنه بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وكشف الله به الغمة. اللهم اجزه عنا وعن والدينا والإسلام والمسلمين خير ما جزيت به نبيا عن أمته ورسولا عن رسالته، واحشرنا اللهم تحت لوائك واسقنا من حوضك. اللهم أحينا على ملته واقبضنا على سنته واحشرنا تحت لوائه جميعا يوم الدين يا رب العالمين، اللهم آمين. أوصيكم ونفسي أيها الإخوة والأخوات بتقوى الله عز وجل، وصية الله عز وجل للأولين والآخرين. ولقد وصينا الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم وإياكم أن اتقوا الله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. نسأل الله أن يجعلنا وإياكم من الفائزين، اللهم آمين. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Him alone subhanahu wa ta'ala with no partners. And we all testify that Muhammad is His final prophets and messenger sent to the entire humanity with the final message of Al-Quran al-Kareem, with the final message of peace, with the final message of submission to His will, Al-Islam. O Allah, shower your peace, blessings and mercy on the soul of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his household, companions, their successors, and on everybody who follows in the righteous path until the day of judgment. O Allah, gather us with Prophet Muhammad and all the prophets and messengers of Allah. Allahumma ameen. Ayyuha al-akarim, again counting down for Ramadan. Few hours we will be receiving Sayyid al-Shuhur, the master of months, the best of all the month. Time that Allah Azza wa Jalla has blessed. Time that Allah Azza wa Jalla has multiplied the reward of any action to be done in it. Time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens gates of Jannah, close the gates of fire, chain the shayateen, opens the gates of as-sama', tuftahu fiha abwab as-sama', opens the gates of rahmah or mercy. Every night Allah Azza wa Jalla emancipates and frees people from hellfire unconditionally, and at the last night Allah Azza wa Jalla frees and emancipates as big as He emancipates in all the entire month. أيها الأكارم، رمضان فرصة للتغيير، فرصة لتجديد الحياة. It is a chance to make the change, a chance to renew your life. We need to take this chance. Let me talk in these few minutes and share with you something about al-taghyir and using Ramadan as a chance for change, for taghyir. Ramadan, as many other programs that Allah Azza wa Jalla is providing us, or in other words, ibadat, Allah Azza wa Jalla is setting a course and program for us to reprogram our life towards positive things. Barmaja nafsiyya. First, it starts with the psychological programming. Psychological programming. If we talk about some statistics or some facts here, psychologists believe that for any change to happen, you have to do the action continuously and successfully from 6 to 21 times. So if somebody is shy and they need to speak in front of people and they need to change this, they have to psychologically change themselves from within first, and then implement and practice this change, being able to speak or being able to face people, being able to change. They have to do that at least 6 times up to 21 times successfully. If you do that, for them that's a success in changing. This person has changed it. If he or she has done or changed it or managed to do something 6 to 21 times. Allah Azza wa Jalla is providing us 29 to 30 times a course or program of change. Change of the course of your day, change of your actions, change of your behavior, change of your so many things that changes in the month of Ramadan. And Muslims do it successfully for 29 or 30 days continuously. That's why they should achieve the change that psychologists and other people talk about it. One of the characteristics of this change, it has to be continuous and persistent and consistent. And that's what happened in Ramadan. It has to be done continuously. Why didn't Allah say 30 days or a month, but you do 2 days here, 3 days there? We have some sunnah. Some sunnah, or Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, recommended for us to fast some days. But as far as the month of Ramadan, we will have a hadith that if you miss one day, even if you fast the entire lifetime or the entire year, it will not be sufficient to make up for that day. Talking about the reward and talking about losing the spirit and the goal and the purpose of the month of Ramadan. But if somebody loses or misses one day, you have to make up for that day. So it's continuous. And for anybody to make change, you have to make it continuously, not 1 or 2 times. You have to keep doing that. And that's what Ramadan achieves. Ramadan achieves the capability of being able to make decisions. We make decisions in our life every single second. To move, to speak, to even move your hand, to do anything. And if we have any problem in the decision making, that will cause a lot of trouble in our life. Because many people, because of the taraddud or being hesitant, they are not able to make decisions that, they have a lot of trouble, they have a lot of pressure in their life because they are not strong in this field. Ramadan comes for every single person, to teach every single person to make instant decisions. To stop eating at this very moment. To start eating at this very moment. To join the Jama'ah, to do Taraweeh at certain time. So that's why we see Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is telling us that تزال أمتي بخير ما عجلوا الفطر وأخروا السحور. Ummati, or my nation, will continue to be good and fine as long as they break their fasting innocently at Maghrib time, sunset time, and as long as they abstain from eating exactly at Fajr time. Why? It is, I can stop eating from midnight and it should be good, and I can start eating, breaking my fast maybe a few minutes after Maghrib or even a few hours, and it should be fine, and it is fine. But here Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is telling us, do it in time. You have to be able to make the decision. That's one dimension of it. We have so many other dimensions that teaches you to تسارع إلى طاعة الله عز وجل, to vie and compete and go fast and rush to submit to the will of Allah Azza wa Jalla in time. And another dimension, it teaches you how to organize how to be punctual in your time. Now it's time for suhoor or for iftar. Everybody is looking at the watch. Everybody is looking. It is, if Maghrib is at 5 o'clock, just as an example, 4:59 and 59 seconds, you cannot break your fasting. With all respect to all of those brothers and sisters who will, argue with that, you cannot. You have to wait. There is a lesson in breaking your fasting exactly at the Maghrib time. You have to learn how to be punctual. And at the same time, with Taraweeh and with everything, it teaches us unity. When the entire ummah, تجتمع الأمة على مائدة واحدة, مائدة الإفطار. The entire ummah, all Muslims around the world, they break their fasting, and you're not the only person who's fasting. All Muslims around the world, they fast at this very time. Nation of Islam, by the way, this black tribe that they call themselves Muslims, and they are not Muslims. They fast in December. Just an information for you to know, a piece of information. They believe fasting happened to them in the month of December, no matter what, against Islam. So the entire ummah, they make fasting or start fasting at certain time, break their fasting at certain time, Eid at certain time, which is at the conclusion of Ramadan. That teaches us unity, which is a change from حالة الفرقة التي تضرب بالأمة من داخلها. Change of this separation and segregation that we have within our ummah, and which is the main enemy of any congregation or group or community. Ramadan teaches us al-injaz, achievement. How many projects that we start but we never finish. You start very good, very strong, and you do good, but you never continue. So many projects end like this. Ramadan, no. Everybody starts fasting from day one, and everybody continues to the end. Not talking about some people who might have mistakes, but majority of ummah or the entire ummah, they do it. You manage at the end of Ramadan to وَلِتُكْمِلُوا الْعِدَّةِ, to complete the number of days. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said this at the conclusion, at the end of Ayat al-Siyam, which is an achievement. You managed to finish the course successfully. وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهِ, that's why you glorify Allah for the success and achievement you had gained throughout Ramadan. And that's why you celebrate this in the day of Eid, which is the conclusion of Ramadan and achievement of this, one of the 5 pillars of Islam. You do it successfully. In Ramadan, we learn al-khuruj an al-ma'luf. We all go with the flow. We all go according to certain routine, taking breakfast at certain time in the day. We all are used, or most of us are used to the cup of coffee in the morning, and some are used to bad habits and bad things, haram things like smoking, and some are used to so many other things. You stop all of that in Ramadan. By your own will, you decide to stop. You change. You shatter the routine of your life. And again, psychologically and medically, that's good for the person. When you go in a certain routine every single day, that causes a lot of pressure that we have in life. But when you break it, that refreshes your life somehow. And we break our routine, the time we eat, the time we see new faces in Ramadan. We do special and different things in Ramadan. Even from within, we feel different. Spirituality, high spirituality in Ramadan, all of that helps us go out of track, and that helps us, make ibda', not ibtida'. Like innovation. Innovation is to do something different than anybody else. We innovate, and we have this ibda' in Ramadan when you really feel this change in Ramadan, and you do things differently in the month of Ramadan. We really talked about managing our time, because in Ramadan Allah Azza wa Jalla teaches us the importance of time. Importance of time. Somebody comes to the Shaykh and asks him, "Ya Shaykh, I break my fasting 1 minute before the time. Does this count?" I'm sorry, I will not feel comfortable. I will never be able to tell you that your fasting counts. "Ya Shaykh, I fasted for maybe 16, 17 hours, and it was just 1 minute. That's not fair." No, you didn't. You lose the lesson of managing your time. Coming in time, doing things in time. If you are 1 minute late to the airplane, they will not allow you to be in. You lose, you miss. If you are 1 second late for anything, that's too late. So Allah Azza wa Jalla teaches us that even 1 second will count. That's something we'll learn in Ramadan. So change is a vital topic, is a vital issue that we have to pay attention to, but it has conditions. هناك شروط للتغيير. 3 شروط رئيسة أو أساسيات التغيير. These 3 conditions are: number 1, الرغبة. You have to have the wantedness, the willingness from within yourself to change. Otherwise, you will never change. Yes, change comes from Allah. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ. Allah does not change the condition of people, مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ, until and unless they change what's in and within themselves, their own selves. So Allah changes only when you are willing to change. Only when you Allah min anfusikum khayran. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to tell the Muslims, show Allah something good out of yourself. Show Allah, in other words, your raghbah, your desire, your need, your want, your willing to change, and Allah will help you to change. So number 1 condition for you to change, you have to want to change. You have to be willing to change from within. Al-ma'rifah, you have to know how to change. Everybody wants to be good. You don't know how to be good? Fine. Everybody wanted to worship God. You don't know how to worship God? Even if you are sincere, you are good. Most likely, you will be deviated. Many people. So majority of people, because Christians are majority of residents of earth, they worship God. And majority of them, I can guarantee you, as Allah knows best, they are sincere. They are sincere. One of these people, they met one of the brothers a few days back in Sam's Club, and she was not ready for nothing. She saw the brother, and his mother was there having the hijab. She recognized they are Muslims. She was ready with a book about Muslims and reaching out for Muslims. And she smiled and she gave them the book. So they are sincere in what they are doing. Unfortunately, they don't know what they are doing. That's why we are not cursing them. We are reciting the Quran. Allah said, غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ, talking about Jews, وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ. No, those who went astray. They are astray. So for you to change, you have to have the willingness. You have to know knowledge. You have to know what you are doing. And number 3, you have to implement. If you have the willingness and you know how to do it, but you never do it, you never implement it, you will never achieve any change, you will never do anything. Let's, as Allah said in the ayah, حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا. Let's start at least willing to change, and let's start studying how to change, and let's start implementing the steps towards change. Many things that will help us, like al-azima. You have to not only want to do it, but be determined to do it. Determination. You have to be determined. That's, jihad. Some people, when you mention the word jihad, people think of only fighting on the battlefield with swords or military struggle. Jihad starts from within your own self struggle. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. Those who struggle for our cause, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. We will guide them our ways. We got to struggle against ourselves. Because sometimes we cause the destruction of our ummah, of our communities, of our whatever system in there from within ourselves. We destroy ourselves sometimes. If somebody is doing drugs or doing whatever, he or she is just destroying themselves. If somebody is, abusing his mind by so many other ways, that's not the time to talk about it, but the fact is many people destroy themselves and many people may destroy their communities. We have to be determined to change, being willing to change and being determined to change and knowing how to change and then implementing the steps for change. In the month of Ramadan, there are so many good things for you to change. Muhaffizat, motives, motivations. One of them is internal, muhaffizat dakhiliyya. All of us feel the change from within ourselves. We feel we are close to Allah. We feel this raghba and this willingness to come to the masjid. And Allah make it so much easy for us. And we love to listen to Quran and read Quran and do so many things that usually they are hard for us. So there is a motive from within. And that comes mainly because Allah opens the doors of rahmah, opens the abwab al-sama, gates of, the sky, meaning Allah will show mercy and show so many good things for His people. So we have so many motives from within. Let's make use of it to change. And we have other motives from outside, external motives. Like you see every people coming to the masjid. You know that every Muslim everywhere in the world is fasting right now. At least you see your entire family. If you come from a Muslim family, they are fasting. Or you know that the community is fasting. So that makes, or making taraweeh, or giving sadaqah, or visiting each other, or inviting each other. So many good things. May I ask my brothers, inshallah, to move forward at this point? If you can come to my left, jazakumullah khairan, tafassahu. Everybody, just take one step forward and to your left, to your right, which is my left, this side, inshallah. Because some people are standing in the back. Jazakumullah khairan. So we have motives for us to change in Ramadan. One is from within, that you feel it. You feel the need to change, and you feel it's easy to change because you are closer to Allah. And another one is from outside, that you see everybody is changing. You see the sisters who, are making something wrong outside Ramadan, they change in Ramadan. You see the brothers who are doing other bad things in Ramadan, and outside Ramadan, usually they stop in Ramadan. You see people who are good are usually even better in the month of Ramadan. So you feel you have this motivation to change. Amongst the things that motivates you to change is when you think about the reward. Ajr. One of the ujur is Allah promised a hidden reward. He did not, He made it a surprise. He said, as-sawmu li, fasting is for me. Wa ana ajzi bihi. Usually you get either 10 hasanat up to 700 hasanat, credits or rewards for one action. As in the hadith, إِلَى 700 ضِعْف إِلَّا الصَّوْمُ. Except fasting. I'm not going to say 10, I'm not going to say 700, which is I'm not going to say the minimum or the maximum, but I will take care of it, of giving the reward of it, which means that's a big reward. When you think of that, Akhi, the very famous hadith, My brother and my sister, when you think of the hadith, من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا, whoever fasts the month of Ramadan out of faith, you do it for the sake of Allah, faith in Allah. واحتسابا, waiting for the reward of Allah, what's going to happen? غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. All your sins will be forgiven. All your sins will be forgiven. Did you ever think about that? To start a new page, white, clear page, forgiven. That's the newborn that they are talking about. That's the salvation that many people are talking about. But now it's not us we're talking about that. It's Allah. You do that, you just fast month of Ramadan sincerely and hoping for the reward of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah promises He will wipe out all the sins for you. It can happen also by just Qiyam Ramadan, as in the other hadith, praying at night in Ramadan. It can also happen by Man Qama Laylat al-Qadr, whoever just prays at night, the one night of Laylat al-Qadr, the night of power of the tree. Allah promises all of this forgiveness. So let's think of all of these motives and motivations so we will make use of the month of Ramadan to change towards positive, inshallah, towards good. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين الآثمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله رب العالمين وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله الأمين. أيها الأحباب, dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we're talking about change, and everybody of us need to change towards good. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. The minute that anybody thinks he or she is perfect, they are good, they are fine, actually there is some arrogance that could be there, or they are misled. We are in this life to keep continuing and trying. Our Prophet ﷺ has been always worshipping Allah Azza wa Jalla, has been always doing ibadat, has been always making and asking istighfar. We are talking about change and the importance of change and the motivation to change and the good chance to change in the month of Ramadan. But let's talk a little bit about jawanib al-taghyir. What are the areas of change that you're talking about? Definitely everybody should be able to design and shoot and design goals for himself. What is it that I need to change in as far as areas? But these are some of the areas that we might think of as far as changing. Now, number one is علاقة المسلم بخالقه. Your relationship with your Lord. You have to reshape it. You have to rebuild it in the month of Ramadan. All of us, we have our relationship with Allah. It's not by the minute you say, I'm Muslim, and you're really Muslim, that's it. No. During the entire life, throughout the entire life, you have to always تراقب الله عز وجل. You have to always build and rebuild and strengthen this alaqa, this relationship with Allah. You have to come closer and closer and closer to Allah Azza wa Jalla, because we have enemies to take us away from Allah Azza wa Jalla, including our own selves, our own desires. So never feel safe that I'm good with Allah. You have to always shoot for the best. Change your relationship with Allah. Allah Azza wa Jalla is offering us this point of change in the month of Ramadan when we really feel that we are so much close to Him by the so many good deeds, by the so many ways of purification that we do for our own souls and selves, that we feel closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alaqatul Muslim bi nafsi. Arena number two is your relationship with yourselves. Do not ignore yourself. Do not just go by desire. Do not let yourself lead you. You have to lead yourself. We have to do so many things against our will, against our desire, because it's good for us. You have to go to school and study and exert a lot of effort so you build your success. You have to go through so many hard things. Same thing, حُفَّتِ الْجَنَّةُ بِالشَّهَوَاتِ. You have to go, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Jannah or heaven is surrounded by shahawat, desirable, attractive things. So you have to go through all of these things or against all of these things so you make it to a Jannah. So take care of yourself and never feel, I'm good, I'm okay. Not talking about losing self-confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself, but never be like, people who are arrogant that think they don't need anything from outside. Rebuild your relationship with yourself. علاقة المسلم بأهله وقرابته. The circle, the closest circle to you. Your relationship with the closest people to you, your parents, your kids, your family, your spouse, your extended family. That's a very, very important circle. Allah Jalla telling us in so many ahadith, and And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam telling us in so many ahadith how ar-rahim, the womb relationship, the kith and kin, the people who are related to you through blood, how important is that? How important is that? Your family, how important is that? Because ar-rahimu ishtaq Allah jalla asman min ismi, just rhymes with the name of Allah Azza wa Jalla, Rahim and Rahman. This womb and Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. And Allah Azza wa Jalla wa'ada bi an yasila man wasalahu wa an yaqta'a man qata'aha. Allah promised that He will maintain whoever maintains these relationships, blood relationships, and He promised to sever and cut the person who cuts this relationship. Let's rebuild our relationship with our spouses, our family members, our kids, our brothers and sisters, our parents above all, and extended family. Ramadan is the month to do that and is the chance to do that. Number 3 or 4 actually is علاقة المسلم بمجتمعه, our relationship with the community around us, with the Muslim community, with the community, the bigger community at large around us. What is the relationship of that? How is my relationship with my masjid, with my community, with my people around me? Masjid is not only the building. With the community, we have to check that in the month of Ramadan because Allah gets us together. It's for a purpose. Allah gets us together for breaking fast, for fasting together, and breaking our fasting together, and praying together. All of that for a purpose. We need to double check our relationship with everybody around us, especially and even the community at large. علاقة المسلم ببني جنسه, your relationship with humanity in general. Do not live disconnected from what's going on in the world. What's happening to the human? Think about what's going on in the world. Be worried about humans and how things are going in the world, because you belong to this race, and so many people, individuals, I'm talking about history, in the history I'm talking about individuals who managed to make change in the communities, not only prophets, even reformists, and regular, usual people like yourself. By being worried about what's going on in the world, you can make the change, inshallah ta'ala. نسأل الله عز وجل أن يبلغنا رمضان. May Allah give us the life to extend, to witness the month of Ramadan and to live the month of Ramadan. May Allah make Ramadan a changing point towards the positive and towards the goodness in our life, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make Ramadan a starting point for many good things to happen after it, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make Ramadan a chance to rebuild our relationship with everybody around us towards the positive, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah Azza wa Jalla make Ramadan a chance to rebuild our values and our behavior, Ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala give us the best that He gives to anybody in Ramadan. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات المؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا مولانا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم ارحمنا يا رحمن، اللهم اغفر لنا يا غفور، ألف يا رب بين قلوب المسلمين واجمع كلمتهم. اللهم من أراد بالمسلمين خيرا فوفقه لكل خير، ومن أراد بالمسلمين سوءا اللهم فاجعل تدبيره في تدبيره يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل كيده في نحره يا رب العالمين. اللهم من أرادنا وبلادنا وإسلامنا بسوء اللهم فأدر الدائرة عليه يا رب العالمين. ومن أرادنا وبلادنا والإسلام والمسلمين بكل خير فوفقه وأعده يا رب العالمين. اللهم توفنا على كلمة الإسلام وأنت راض عنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح أحوالنا وأحوال المسلمين. يا رب ارفع مقتك وغضبك عنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. One little thing before we pray, inshallah, that we thought during this last week, how can we help? It's a da'wah project. How can we, simple little thing that we can do in Ramadan, and it serves the purpose of rebuilding our relationship with the community around us. We thought, along with the da'wah committee and mainly the sisters, to reach out to our community in the month of Ramadan, and we have a sample for you in here. That's a little bag with some dates and a couple of candy, things in here, to reach out for your neighbor. We are having a bag outside almost with 200 of these bags. So please, everybody is allowed to take only one. Please never take two. One per family member. So if you take one, please do not have your 3-4 kids, everybody taking one. It's only one as a sample. As a sample. Take it along with one card that we have a nice invitation inside to your neighbor. Not invitation, I mean like nubda al Ramadan, something little about the month of Ramadan and Muslim. So please take one card and one bag and be cautious enough to reach out to your neighbor and give it to them, and hopefully you can make even more of these bags yourself and reach out to your neighbors. And feel free also to invite them. We'll have iftar every day in the masjid so they can come and join us just casually like this. Bags will be outside for brothers and sisters. Again, please, 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 only one bag per family. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa sallam. Kindly check your cell phone and leisure, please.